Me too.
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 Actually, on my way here, had to call my mom and get her take on it to remember all of the details because I was 5 years old. We lived in Alaska, and I was playing with a friend of mine, and another man, adult male, came over and jumped on top of me and was kissing all over me. I don't remember it with a ton of fear. I just remember it with a lot of disgust, and I just remember he had large beard and the smell was just awful, and what I know now was alcohol. My friend had run to get his mom, who she came out with her baby. I remember she was so brave. I just remember that was, I think, the thing that stuck out to me the most was her bravery, holding her baby, yelling and screaming at this guy to get off of me. The police did catch this guy. He was a convicted rapist and did not go on trial for what he did to me, but because he broke his probation, did go back to prison. It took my mom a long time to find out that information. She couldn't get any information from the police or anyone else involved, and she told me she lost a lot of confidence in the justice system at that time. So that was one. What else? When I was in elementary school, our friends were out playing, and there's kind of a field and then woods, a large area of woods that we would walk through. There was a gentleman, I don't know why I call him a gentleman, I should know better than that. There was a male who had come with a long overcoat and exposed himself to all of us. And it didn't really impact me that much at that age. I think I was maybe 8. Because I didn't quite understand male anatomy, and all I remember, I think I told the police officer, it looked like he had marker all over his lower region because I didn't understand what that was or what that meant or anything. So, but I don't remember that really being it wasn't a time that impacted me or upset me that much. I just thought it was kind of weird more than anything because I don't think I understood the gravity of it at that time. There was an incident where my best friend was my stepsister. So we were the same age. We're only 10 days apart. And we did everything together. My mom, my parents had split up at that point, but she was dating her dad. And kind of whenever they were at one house, we were at the other. We did as much as we could to just have our own little freedom space. We were about 14 and they were probably 16, maybe 17. And I was together with one of the boys, and things were getting too far for me. I started getting very uncomfortable, and I started to ask him to stop, and he wouldn't stop, and he wouldn't stop. And thank God for my stepsister at that time, because she is the one that started screaming at him to go and to get off of me and to leave. Because if she hadn't been there to scream, and she really made a huge scene. No doubt that would have progressed into rape, no doubt. So thank God she was there, because I don't think at that time and age in my life and securities and whatnot, I don't think I would have had the power within myself to stop what was happening. And this seems like a really minor thing, but I think this is something that a lot of women deal with. There was a time where my husband, and I don't think we were married, it might have been when we were engaged, went out with his friends to the baseball game, to the Mariners, and the guys had had a lot to drink and everyone was getting kind of crazy. And one of the guys that my people were kind of scuffling with came over and grabbed my behind. And at that time, I had to make this decision. Am I okay with my husband going to jail, or do I let this slide and pretend it didn't happen? And actually, I told my husband about it for the first time just 2 days ago when Mel asked me to be in this, and he couldn't believe it. He was beside himself. He's like, I would have killed him. I'm like, I know. Have that thought process have to go through your mind in a matter of seconds is so taking your power away from you. My identity and my power are so important to me. To have to give that up, even for a split second, is is beyond anything I am, you know what I mean? As a person, it kind of it chips at you. Everyone tells you to pick your battles, right? And you do, you have to pick your battles wisely. But the women are forced to pick that battle, the battle that literally chips at their soul to some extent, because it makes them question who they are themselves when they know they are a strong, powerful woman and they are a force in this world. And then they have some guy do something, invade their space, some stranger invade their space and make them have to give away a part of themselves in that moment. It's something you have to take with you your whole life. All I can say is you just have to look within yourself and try to find that power within yourself. Just try to be, be open, let people know, because chances are it's happened to someone else.